Okay, it is 5:15. We are at the Merrill City Council Chambers. This is the regular scheduled meeting of the Marketing and Communications Committee. And the first order for business is to consider approving the minutes from the previous meeting of January 18th, 2024.
I will make a motion to approve those minutes.
I guess I will second them. Any discussion on the minutes? Anything?
Nope, none.
Okay, then all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. General agenda items. The first item there is the Food Truckapalooza updates and some continued discussions. Hallie, you want to just kind of give us a little bit of a overview of what you've been up to or where we're at with things, and then we can go on to the specific items underneath.
Yeah, so I have 8 trucks so far and 19 vendors for the craft show, so we're at a good start here. I have a few more food trucks that are interested or have said that they're going to commit but haven't sent their paperwork in. I have 2 sponsors that have sent their money in, which is great. I'm very excited about those. Incredible Bank will be our premier sponsor, and that is just awesome that they really contributed that much for us. And then I think that's about all I had besides what I wrote down.
I have a dumb question for you. Is there any set number of trucks that you have? Like,
My
you
goal-
only take this many.
Right now, my goal is 15.
So the goal is 15, but you could go over that.
We could go
technically.
over, but the way I see it is I want to have enough attendees to make the food trucks happy. Because then if you don't have enough food trucks or have enough people, the food trucks aren't going to be happy and aren't going to come back next year. So I'd really like to cap it at 15
Okay. No, I'm just
in my mind.
asking out of curiosity, so that way it's, it's out there.
Yep. No, my goal is to cap it at 15 just because I want the attendees to have enough.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Any other questions in general?
I just want to say, Hallie's done a remarkable job. Starting an event from scratch
Thank you.
is at best difficult. And she's done it so, and I don't think you've needed therapy yet.
No, I'm doing good.
You're doing super.
Not for that.
Yeah. But it can put you in a position of wanting therapy.
I'm not there yet, so that's
You're
good.
doing just
You
dynamite.
lucky bug.
Right?
There's so many unknowns.
Yes.
When you do this, and you're dealing with left brain and right brain simultaneously, and the people that they say no, and then you have to go back, and it's.
Right.
Going back and forth, it can be just a heck of a challenge, so I just can't say enough about how hard
Thank
and
you.
how well you've done putting this together for the first time.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think everybody's happy to see the progress that's going out already.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm
Yeah.
Don't be cranky when it happens.
I won't be cranky when it happens.
Okay, so item A that's under the Food Truckapalooza, I guess this is being brought back. I thought that at the last meeting we had it looked to me that there had been a proposal or a motion made to go with basically.
We had made the motion, Alderwoman, that to go with Midwest Communications proposal of $1,000 live radio broadcast 4 hours. I think the only reason it's getting brought back, correct me if I'm wrong, is because Blue Jay Radio also wanted to also do something, which in my opinion is the more the merrier. So I don't see why we can't do both. Well, technically all 3 radio stations is my thought, because it's going to reach 3 different audiences. I mean, anyone that's listening to the 2 radio stations that Midwest Communications has is not listening to Blue Jay Radio and vice versa. They're just 2 completely different demographics.
They are, but due to our budget, I don't think we can do both.
Is there a way, and I guess this would be more for Rod and for Mayor Haas, to take some money out of our non-lapsing accounts that we have in order to help make that happen. Because I'd be willing to think we should go that route to help make this one a success the first time.
I'll just interject what I understand is there's been some conversations that have taken place, and Midwest has said they're okay with doing one of the radio stations and letting WJMT do the other, so splitting
Right.
it that way so that we can give both opportunities to be there. I guess in my mind, WIFC perhaps draws the younger crowds, which may be into the food trucks, I don't know. But then again, the people who listen to the country might be more into the food trucks, and I guess the next part is who's more into coming for the rummage sales as well.
Yeah, and I guess that's where I'm saying you hit as many
Right.
demographics. That's the only reason I'm in favor of going with all three. I get the money aspects of that, but I think I would hope we could figure that out here. And
Right, and I hope we can too, but we have other things that we need to pay for that are musts, and having all three radio stations to me is a bonus, if that makes sense.
Mayor House, I see you're wanting
Yeah,
to
I
chime
guess
in.
I would prefer if we did the one from Midwest and then WJMT or the Blue Jay. Just number one, this is a first year event. We need to be mindful of how we're spending, things like that. I think we're going to get the best coverage from WDEZ and the Blue Jay myself. And you guys approved $1,000 last time for this, and that's where I was. And I talked to Cameo at Midwest, and she was agreeable to allowing that. So I think that for now, we should stay with this. And that's just my opinion. but-
Stay at the $1,000 and split it between the two radio stations.
Correct.
And Steve Resnick at Blue Jay Radio is okay with that too.
Correct.
It would be $512 for WJMT.
Okay,
So it'd be
I think we could figure out
$1,012.
$12.
I know, I just wanted to
Right.
clarify.
Right.
That is fine. Okay.
Or six? Yeah. The other six.
I guess I will make the motion to go with WDEZ, was it, Steve? And go with WDEZ and Blue Jay Radio for a grand total of $1,012.
I will second that motion. Any further discussion on that?
I got all the questions
Okay.
answered.
All right, then I guess all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That moves forward. Hopefully for the last time.
Hope so. We should get these ads rolling pretty soon, I would
Yes, yes. And then Bounce House update. Hallie, if you want to just share what that's about.
Dan Wendorf and the Park and Rec Department have graciously let us use their bounce house for it for free. So that's great. We can set it up in one of the spots that I have allotted for it. I'm hoping to do face painting too. That's a side note. But I had looked at a quote from a company in Irma that I was going to go with, and then I had talked to Dawn, and she had said that we could use the one from Park and Rec for free, so that made more sense.
Okay. And then do we need to have somebody to,
Dawn has volunteered to run it from 1 to 4, so that's the time slots that we'll have for the kids.
okay.
And Madam Chairwoman, if I may, Incredible Bank has offered their staff, since they are a premier sponsor, they want to be involved. They will come down and help with whatever manner we need them to for
Okay.
volunteers. And
That's good to know.
I had a couple people at Business After Hours volunteer to help. The Dunbars offered to help.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm sure that there'll be others. And the Rotary Club has approached me that they would be willing to come down and help also.
Okay, well, that's good. And I guess on a side note with that, when you have various groups, people, individual, offering to help, that's wonderful, and to bring it to the committee or to Hallie so that she's aware of it and can figure out where best to use them is the best way to go about it. So that's good to know those things.
In regards to the face painting idea, I like it. I know there are groups at the school district that do that for like at the football games. The swim club
Okay.
will do it. So I don't know if there's a charge when, I'm sure there is when they do it as kind of a help for a fundraise. I don't know if, I mean, that it's just a,
Or even if they did it for their own
yeah. Well, yeah, they would.
benefit, maybe.
They do it for their own club at the football games, so
Okay.
that's kind of where it's like, well, maybe give them the opportunity there, to show our support towards the school district. I don't know.
I'll look into
I'm
that.
spitballing ideas here, so
Nope, that
I can
works.
get you the contact to the swim coach if you want that.
Yes, please.
Okay, remind me tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Okay, moving on to item 2. I guess this is just kind of informational at this point, but it's, and I had it on the last meeting, and sorry that I wasn't here to give any additional details on it, but I think, just talking with Hallie and talking with Cameo, looking at shifting our focus a little bit as spring approaches, since we've not had a lot of winter sports too.
Oh, we just got our winter. Come on now.
I know. And if it lasts till Friday, we'll be good. But, just to kind of start gearing up towards the next season of what we're looking to start doing some marketing focus on. So
Right.
I think we had talked about possibly some of the, spring housing and relocation things. People are wrapping up the school year and thinking about, relocating, and then maybe tying that into some of the spring sports and the school sports especially to, kind of market those things out there on our ad campaigns and some of the spring events. And so we were talking about, working on getting some different still shots so Cameo can change up those marketing things that they put out on all their screens and wherever they put all this marketing stuff. And possibly working on getting, some different video that kind of can gear towards some of that stuff as
Yeah,
well.
I know we've talked in the Merrill Community Media Room about some of our spring stuff coming up, considering our winter stuff got shot in the foot by, the fact that there's been no snow to really market out there. So we're gearing up for our spring stuff, and hopefully should have something to Cameo and their crew by, I would say, mid-March at this point. So hopefully we'll have some stuff to
Okay.
roll out there for you guys.
And then we also talked to Cameo about being able to put some intermittent food truck things out on that
Mhm.
as well, just to kind of splash it out there a little bit more. Maybe not targeting it all the way out to the outer state limits, but, generally further than some of our other advertising would go. So that was just what that's about, I guess. Next item is Chamber Trade Show updates. Sarah, do you have anything you want to throw at us about that?
Yeah, so Iowa was the last weekend in January, I believe, and we got rid of 280 guides. And then Lacrosse was this past week. It was a Thursday through Sunday show, and they got rid of 400 guides. We have the bags that we partnered with Tomahawk and Lincoln County, and we got rid of at least 500 bags for that. We have a prize package that we've been giving away at each of the shows. So one for Iowa, and then one for Lacrosse, and then there'll be one for Madison as well. But at the Lacrosse show, over 435 entries were in it. So we have a lot of people stopping and taking a freebie, but they take a guide then too. So it's been well received, and we're talking about doing even more shows next year now because of how well these are going. So,
Good.
yeah.
Good. I know we've been talking with Cameo about that too, and I think she was going to reach out to
Yep,
the
she
chamber
did.
to get the zip codes of that areas, those
Mhm.
trade shows, so that
Yep.
we can kind of
Yep.
hit them again with some marketing that way.
Very smart.
Yeah, that should be good.
Keep hitting them, and they're gonna know Merrill, Wisconsin, without even being here.
Yeah.
It's been, I guess, I haven't been able to make it to any now, children's stuff, but, mom life. But I've heard at both locations there was at least some sort of tie or connection that someone had to Merrill, which is really, really cool to hear. A small world type being. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Now, when you say got rid of, Clyde's not just throwing these in the trash, right? He's actually handing them out.
Yes, no, someone is taking them. And I went to Green Bay. That's right. I did go to Green Bay.
I heard got
That's
rid
right.
of, and my thought went, wait a minute. And
Clyde
then
never leaves a witness.
Yes. At the Green Bay show, I think we got rid of 200 at least, 200 to 300.
I was going to
So-
say some of the pictures that I've seen with
Yeah.
the new banners
yeah.
that you guys have behind, those are kind of nice.
those have been,
Yeah.
those have looked extremely
Thank you.
good.
I worked
Um,
with Scott. I did but I worked with Scott to just get his marketing brain. But we're working on maybe getting something where the chamber logo is at the top for one of them, or but they've liked having it's right there and point to the state map. So yeah, that was fun.
Cool.
Yeah, it looks great.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Okay, the next item that we have is the Lincoln County Economic Development Summit, which I can't really say a whole lot about other than it's scheduled for March 14th and 15th.
You know more about it than I do, then.
Yeah, I don't know. Sarah, do you have something?
Yeah,
to
I
share?
mean, I have been with Elsa in other meetings where she shared. I'm one of the panelists for the child care portion of it, but they have a lot of great speakers that they will have from like the Grow North and Synergy Angel will be there. NTC has someone coming. It's a variety of those types of individuals, and then there's a panel on the marketing and communications for like Tomahawk, Lincoln County, obviously. So they have the Tomahawk Chamber, and then Clyde, and I think Renee Krieger for Lincoln County speaking on behalf of marketing for the area and how we're working together. Then the child care panel, and then there's a volunteer panel with Dee Olson and Stacy Stevens talking about that. The child care is the Dream Ups, a few of the Dream Up individuals. And then I know she's hoping to have one or two at least, keeping it small for the first year, vendors for like a Taste of Merrill on the Friday night. So this is the 2-day thing. And a Friday night, she's hoping to do kind of a mini Taste of Merrill with one or two restaurants, and then potentially a Sawmill for brewery type aspect. But just getting a reason for, she's really trying to market to, come and stay in the area, or when you live here, stay here. But just giving kind of an update on on everything going on with Lincoln County and whatnot.
Okay.
So
I can add that they do have it up on the Lincoln County Economic
Yes.
Development site. There's actually, they have set up a page for the summit.
Yep, for
at their website.
registration. They're working on that right now. There was a hiccup,
Yep.
but she's hoping to have that fixed. She just sent out an email today.
Yeah.
And
the
then
information is there.
They'll be looking for volunteers through the school and providing headshots and different opportunities like that. Professional photographer, videographer potentially as well. So she's been reaching out to businesses and getting sponsorships for that. So yeah.
You got an email from her today?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
She's not keeping us included, so we have to get that message to her to try to keep some others here.
Yeah, she sent the AAC.
It's, yeah, well, the AAC committee has
they're
been,
helping out
Yep.
with
Right.
it a lot. So she's
Okay.
been very busy and dealing with some other things as well. But her plate overfloweth, as she says as well. So.
yes.
Well, and I can appreciate that. I did reach out to her and I did connect with her, and unfortunately, it was almost like, oh, that's right, Merrill has marketing committee. I mean, if we are part of Lincoln County and we are really trying to work towards the same overall goal, it would be good for us to be included, at least in the discussion and the opportunities on some of
And
that.
it's not a micromanagement aspect. We don't want to be involved in telling her what to do or how to do, but when people ask us what's happening and we can't tell them, it doesn't bode well on us
Yep.
or her, so
Yeah.
that's our frustration.
I know she
I
said she
think-
had talked with you guys, but obviously, maybe not as frequently as she needs to, so.
And I think up until now, she was still trying to get things formulated. And
yes.
I think
This
this
is,
email
like,
that we just got is
brand
probably
new.
the most information we
Yes.
have all received,
Yep.
so we will
Yeah.
definitely,
I just happened to sit on committees
Yeah.
with her, so
yeah.
we get kind of more of the insight of that.
But
regard.
being as involved in the community as I am, I only know that it's happening. And
Yeah. And
that's.
it, like I said, this is brand new for her, even getting it marketed
Well,
out.
and I
so.
get that, but it's like, I don't know who this is targeted towards, like if
Mm-hmm.
anyone is invited to come, if it's just businesses, if it's
Yeah.
supposed, like, I don't think there's enough information out there right now.
Right.
And that,
Yeah.
if it's March 15th and 16th, she need-
14th and 15th.
14th and 15th, excuse me, then it, like, that needs to start yesterday.
Yep.
I mean, I'm just being, I'm being blunted but nice about it, saying, need to get on it.
Where is it held?
At the expo center.
At the Expo Center.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's right in our back door,
You didn't know?
and then we know nothing about this.
Communication.
But
And you run the expo center, is that the gist of it?
yeah,
okay.
periodically.
I show up with keys.
That's Thursday, Friday, though. You're not allowed in there until
I
Friday.
won't get it.
The other thing is to make note, if she's hoping that Sawmill will be in there, there better be a application to health and safety.
It's
real
already
quick.
done.
That
Yeah,
is already
that's
done?
done.
Okay, I just
Yeah.
wanted to, I haven't seen an agenda yet for that. I don't think that's done, obviously, yet. Okay. So-
Well, and I will just add that, in talking with her, I decided that, it might be nice if we could represent the city and what we have to offer to the community
I know
and the
she spoke
businesses.
with Rod,
And-
right, about,
We spoke about it, but I gave her some feedback and it was not well received, so it's kind of, yeah.
Does she need help with setup and things of that nature?
she's working on volunteers for that. She'll have a website especially, or specifically made for that, and a press release will be going out this weekend about all of it, and then a separate press release for volunteers and such.
So she's hoping that people will sign up to volunteer on the website?
I don't know specifically, because I'm not.
Well, no, I
coordinating
get
it
you
all.
don't know, but that's why I'm
It's-
asking.
It's not fair for us to drill Sarah
Yeah.
on this.
No.
She just
No.
happens to be on the committee.
No,
and
no,
seems to know more about it than anybody
I'm-
else here
and
does at the moment.
that's why I'm
so.
asking. I'm not targeting Sarah. I hope you realize that. I'm not.
Well,
I know, and I appreciate it, and
Yeah.
And I guess that just goes to show that we really need to contact her and say, marketing, we've been working at this for the city, and we have to work together in order for.
We've been working on this
you
for
know,
almost 3
so-
years, so it's.
But as I was saying, one of the things that I offered to try to do is to put something together with Hallie to have at this that says this is the services the city can provide or help with when it comes to development, when it comes to new business opportunities, when it comes to, so that's something we're going to attempt to try and get done as some type of a flyer to include in
And on that
meeting.
front, I will say Hallie does a wonderful job of just putting it on our regular Facebook page for crying out loud. So it's
Once I
not.
get
but-
information from Elsa, I'd be more than willing to put it on our page to get the word out there, so.
Yep. I think she kind of had to get her ducks in a row before she can really market it to a bigger audience.
Well, that's-
So,
That's fair, but.
One of the topics on there was the rebranding of Merrill. And it sounded like she has Clyde and Scott Steele signed up to do that. She never contacted anybody actually from the city of Merrill. Again, not micromanaging this stuff, but you would have thought they would have said, who would you like to represent the city of Merrill on this topic? And we didn't get that. Again, it's not how come we weren't contacted, but there's a feeling there that, okay, the city of Merrill is part of this. We need to be involved, and the right people should be at least informed of some of these decisions.
and at least given the option to participate or not participate,
Right.
you know, and I guess, yeah, to make sure that if anything is going to be put out on behalf of the city, that it actually is
From the
what
city.
the, from the city and what the city's stance is on, you know, so I guess
Yeah.
that's.
Yeah, I think this is overall, it's a good opportunity for Merrill, but it's a frustrating one right now for
And sometimes,
Some of
yeah,
us.
you have to learn.
Again, I guess
learn as you
just
go.
give grace and
Yeah,
patience.
It's
and
a
let
first
her-
one, I get it,
Yep.
but that's just that's why it's frustration right now, not, you know,
Yep,
frustration can get smoothed over really
Sarah's
easily.
just the messenger.
it's fine. I'm
Yeah,
used to
you
that.
are right. Okay.
I work
Well,
for
I
the
think we've
chamber.
discussed that thoroughly enough
Yeah.
without Elsa present, so I think we'll just move on to the next
Sorry,
subject. The next one is just an informational thing, and that's there's just a little item in your packet that came from Midwest Communications. They are sponsoring and hosting a brand camp, it's called. And you said, Cameo, that it's a free event for anyone to attend if they want to?
Invitations, you can pass them
They have neat ads.
Huh?
They have neat ads.
Yeah, they do have quite a few ads going on for that. You're already signed up, you two are.
Yeah, Hallie and I signed up, and so, I mean, it's just available for anybody who's interested in going, and so that's just for informational purposes, if anybody else wants to
I know you have
attend.
That's why you planned it on a Thursday.
Cameo, is that something that, like, any chamber
Anybody-
member, any business
Any
owner?
business owner is welcome to come. It's not us selling anything. It's strictly education on how to advertise and market. So it's not like we're gonna be pushing any one certain thing. It's an overall blanket educational.
Okay, great.
And Connor and I both went through it, and it was really good, really entertaining. Needless to say, we're paying a lot for this guy, and it's worth it.
Okay, good, good. All right. All right, so let's see, next. And I guess I kind of touched on this a little bit earlier with just general committee meeting protocol. You know, like I said, if you've got people who are interested in being involved in something, bring it to the committee, let Hallie know, let one of us know, so we're not getting sideswiped or blindsided by something that comes up out of nowhere and trying to figure out how to deal with it. So just as a courtesy, I guess that's all that's meant to be.
Are you trying to say good communication?
Yeah, good communication would be, I didn't say that clearly.
Communication from the
I didn't say
communica-
that clearly enough, huh? Okay.
Yeah, communication to the communication committee. Well, wouldn't that be a novel idea?
Well, and, you know, just to, before the fact rather than after, so we don't have to go back and backtrack and try and, you know, make up for things that we were unaware of having to even make up for. So that's just for that. Okay, so next, I guess, is monthly reports, social media. Hallie, if you want to highlight anything important on those reports that you have included, or if anybody has questions, or?
I've got no questions. It's very thorough and easy to
Yeah.
understand, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks. Otherwise, I don't really have anything to highlight. I do have the Food Truckapalooza page up, and we have over 500 followers on that from 300 and some likes, so that's roughly
good.
800 people following the page. I was looking at the page, so.
That's good. All right. I guess
LaDonna,
that-
if I could. Hallie, and I should have talked to you about this earlier, but have we did anything with the Dropbox from WGMT and my?
No.
Okay. I think that's something that we need to
Okay.
get that out of the Dropbox and get it onto our
Social
website.
media. Oh,
Or
Website or on Facebook?
both.
both, okay.
When I do the radio show in the morning before the council, I think that should be put onto our website or our social media page as a link. just a suggestion.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
Yeah, I know the school
School.
district does that, so it's makes sense.
Yep, nope, sounds good.
Okay, the next item is the Midwest Communications Monthly Report. I don't know who's handling it, Connor or Cameo, or are you going to do a duet, or
We sit here, or
stand up and give your spiel?
As long as there's no singing, I'll be okay.
Connor, can you get some pipes on you?
I know
Oh,
better.
what
Than,
a-
I know better than that.
So how does this?
There for karaoke?
More than once.
Okay, can you hear me? Yep. Okay, I was told that there was some questions on the reporting. Everything that you guys are looking at, the first page is basically the down and dirty of it. And this is a 30-day review. And so impressions, that means how many times your ad was seen or served in 30 days. Clicks means how many people saw your ad and actually clicked right then and there on it. And then click-through rate, the average is 0.05, and so we're actually above. And then total actions is the site action and the geo action combined, put together. So with the people that were served, 124 saw the ad and then went purposely to your website. So that's showing,
That's the
Yeah.
city website?
yes.
Yep, they didn't click on the ad, but they were served it, and then they came organically to the city website.
Okay.
So that shows very much interest because, they went out of their way to go to that site. And then 8 actions, I have the roundabout. So 8 people that were served ads, whether it was, because we target all sorts of areas. We target surrounding Chicago, we target St. Paul. So 8 of those people were actually in the roundabout. So does anybody have any questions on anything else? Because there's a lot that goes into this reporting, but basically the first page is the down and dirty. And then also, I'd like to remind you guys that with your OTT, you're not going to get people clicking because nobody's clicking on their screen. And those are served on television screens. Do you have any more input in that?
Yeah, with the OTT videos, with the display ads, we're looking at clicks and actions for the performance and make sure it's going well. With the videos, we're looking more at the completion rate than anything. And our videos are, for the most part, forced watch. People can't skip them unless they turn off their TV or switch to a different app or something on it. So that's why our completion rate is almost at 100%. It's at 96. So, TV and these types of video ads, very much top of the funnel, very good for branding. So,
Connor, I got a question for you real quick
Yeah.
on the completion rate there. Well, it's right next to the completion rate, the pause rate. So 1% are pausing the ad?
yeah.
Why? I
And
can't
why
say.
would they do that? So I like to think it helps gauge a little bit of interest. If someone is getting up and they're going to make popcorn or pull some out of the oven or something,
Right.
they're pausing it and they want to come back to it. Is kind of how I've heard that explained to me in the past from a lot of people.
Okay, so it was 1.5%. It really doesn't matter, does it?
Not as much, but they paused it and it means they played it again. Otherwise, it wouldn't show
Register
up as part
it.
of that. Right.
Right, because I'm sitting here thinking, just as someone that watches YouTube fairly often, if I'm going to pause a video, I'm going to wait till after the ad's done.
They pushed
Exactly.
the wrong button.
Yeah, that's a possibility too.
Or they
But
have children.
I didn't know if that meant anything in the marketing world of like, well, maybe they actually went then to the website or looked up or something.
Yep. If it's
I mean, it's a possibility, I guess.
It
but
is, and let's say there was a phone number on the ad, and if we were looking for a really high pause rate of people who were writing down the phone number or something, that would be an indicator, but it's very low in this case. So I'm more focused on, the completion rate than anything.
Right.
Good question.
Okay.
Can you, back on that first page, Cameo, you talked about those 4 or 6 blue boxes at the top, but then there's the color-coded bar, the 90-day overview in there. That's showing us we can compare
Over the course of,
over like from November 5th through February. We can see all the changes in the dark blue bars are representing a pattern of usage, correct? And same with the other colors. Is that a fair statement?
Yep. And you'll see, our impressions, the dark blue, are going to be pretty consistent throughout. The main ones that are going to fluctuate a little bit are going to be the clicks and total actions. Just because, our impressions are set up to pace evenly throughout the campaign. It's not front-loaded, or, we don't serve a bunch at the end. So those are going to be very consistent, but the clicks and actions, you can kind of judge where people are most interested in the ads.
Okay, and that last one for February 4th, that was just because it was just a couple days after the report on the 28th?
Correct.
Okay, okay. And then the bar codes across the bottom of it, those are the days of the week that show the most or least interaction on, is that?
Yep. Yeah, and so sometimes if we do like a 60 or 90-day overview, we can see certain trends. I use that graph quite a bit for like recruitment campaigns. We'll see, Mondays and Fridays will be the most high clicked, and that's just kind of an indicator of people when they're looking for other jobs and things. With this, being a 30-day overview, there's not too much data that's going into that, but I did think it was kind of interesting that, Tuesday and Monday were very high for actions. So people coming organically to the website.
I think I can explain why Mondays and Tuesdays are a little high, is because people are the most unhappiest with their jobs on Mondays and Tuesdays. And so that's probably why they're looking.
Really?
Yeah. That's why I do all my recruitment advertising starting after 5 p.m. on Sundays, because after 5 p.m., everyone's thinking, oh, I got to go to work. And, ugh. So that's when people are the most unhappiest. So I'm thinking that that's why they're looking, because they're looking for jobs, maybe relocating, moving out of the area. So that's my take on those days.
Okay. Anyone else have any additional questions or looking for any more clarification on any of this, or?
no, I think I'm,
So the ads that we're showing as you're scrolling through, like on page 17 and in that, in our packet, those are some of the ads we're going to start changing out a little bit. And
Correct. Haley gave me a brochure, a 2-pager, and there was one picture with an image with somebody welding. I think that we should have like more realistic pictures of what we really are. Because of the fact we have the welding jobs, and then there was they were all actually organic pictures, and some of these pictures on here that we've been using were purchased ads. I mean, not ads, but purchased images. So if I can get those, and I did get your food truck logo, and so we're going to be creating an ad for that.
great. And it looks like weather is a big thing that people keep looking at here.
And also, the top 3 locations that are being served is Chicago, Minneapolis, and St. Paul. And I know that those were goals of yours, so we are really dead on to what you guys wanted.
Okay. Any other questions for them? I guess I will ask, do you guys want us to continue to include all of these pages in this packet, or are you happy with just having the 1 or 2 pages?
I'm okay with having it all there as a just in case. Will I read every single page of the report, to a microscopic? Probably once every 90 days, honestly, but I don't see why it can't be there just in case something looks weird or off to us.
Yeah, and
So-
Cameo was able to email it so that we could just include it, so that's not a big deal.
Yeah, I don't see it hurting us to have the entire report,
Okay.
personally.
Now, I've been pulling your reports for every 30 days. You let me know if you want me sometime for me to pull the entire campaign so far, or if you want me to pull like every month and then every 3 months a quarterly.
I think once quarterly would be fine to pull the entire campaign. So probably doing it next month wouldn't be the worst idea to see where are we at with
Okay.
this whole campaign. I personally, Alderwoman.
I think that
Herman.
sounds good. I think
You're
that sounds-
reviewing them monthly?
Yeah.
I mean, if you can kind of give us highlights, lowlights, just point out some of the stuff where anything has changed, like you're doing right now. But I think that's more important for you guys to understand and relay the message to us than it is to have the material, in my opinion.
No, I can agree with that.
Well, Connor's the one that he's like the numbers guy. So
Yeah, I meet with my team normally twice monthly to just go through the back end and make sure everything is serving right. I might make minor tweaks here and there, but yeah, giving a summary on something like that is absolutely something I could do.
and then what's the day? Because you guys always meet the third Thursday.
Third Thursday of the month.
And then we need it by the previous Thursday to get it in the
Yeah,
booklet.
the second,
Okay.
Thursday, so.
All right, so I'll make a note to send you the time
Cool.
for that.
As far as having them here, do you think it's necessary monthly or quarterly?
I think quarterly is fine in my opinion for them to come. If they
Unless
want to
something's
come more often, I guess they can obviously sit through and.
I always find them interesting.
You would, Connor. You would.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. You know, I wasn't at the last meeting, so I don't know, you know,
Yeah,
what
we
the
didn't really
specific
discuss
questions
it.
were that they were looking to
Yeah.
have answered.
We,
but-
we really didn't ask too many questions, I don't think, between me and Mark. I think Scott had some questions. but-
Everything's on there this time.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Mhm.
if there's questions, it's in the packet, but I would think if you were quarterly and if something is off the other 2 months that you're not here, just email us and let us know.
Sure.
hmm Yeah.
Um,
So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and then like LaDonna had mentioned to Sarah, we are going to start to include every time that the chamber is going to be going to an expo, start serving ads to that area. Because if we're already promoting Merrill at those events, why can't we just boost it a little bit?
Mhm. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
That won't cost us any more money, will it?
No, we're just going to
Perfect.
shift some of your impressions.
No, I like that. I like that.
Well, it might be $12.
Whatever shall we do? It's always going to come back to the $12 now, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, sorry, Haley. Had to do it.
Okay, well, I guess if nobody else has any questions for you guys, thank you for being here to answer them. And
Well, thank
give
you.
us
Yeah.
a better
Uh,
overview.
First Lady of the 4th District, I will make a motion to place the committee reports on file.
Wow, well, I will second that
I
motion.
do have some hard copies I'm gonna leave here,
Okay.
and if you guys want them, grab them. If not, just discard of them.
Okay. Okay, so we have a motion and a second to place the monthly reports on file. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and public comment. I think our public is looking like they're ready to leave, but if there's any other public comment, feel free. Public comment? All right. Last call, okay. No public comment, so I guess date and time of our next meeting, Thursday, March 21st at 5:15.
Should work for me.
Okay. Then I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I will second it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everybody, for coming.